I'm Sofia Bernardi, mindset and business coach, supporting ambitious new and rising coaches to master their mindset, create an aligned and profitable strategy, and grow a six-figure business using the Rising Coach method. I built a multi-six-figure business by the age of 24, and in this podcast, I will teach you the psychology, strategy, and energetics to do the same. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to Rising Coaches with Sofia Bernardi. I am so grateful you are here, and I'm really excited about today's episode because this is going to support you in any stage of business, whether you are in the very beginning stages or the scaling stages. This episode is going to really support you with what you should be focusing on and where you're at so you can make certain decisions. So I'm going to break down the 3 stages of business and what is required for each, because at each stage of business, a different level of time, energy, and resources will be required of you. So let's get straight into it. In the first stage of business, I call that the startup phase. It's in these early stages of business that there is a lot to learn, a lot to do, and a lot to think about. And this is why so many people don't make it past this stage, because it's overwhelming and they feel like it's going to be like this forever and there's just so much to do and consume. Here, you're going to be doing lots of trial and error, lots of picking yourself back up, a few breakdowns along the way, lots of fear and doubt rising to the surface, and it's all normal. And you will be able to move out of that stage by noticing that you're not alone in that, hiring support to get through it as well, rather than staying stuck in it and not moving forwards. And yeah, if you can realize and understand that everyone goes through this stage and it's normal, then you're going to be just fine. You're likely going to be setting the foundations in this phase and experiencing a lot of uncertainty along the way. It's in this phase that you'll actually also need to have a few trade-offs to be able to invest the time required and the resources required to get the ball rolling. So what I mean by that is, most people fill the time that they have in a day. Not many people sit around with just endless amounts of time, right? So when you go to start something new like a business, you need to somehow find the time with the 24 hours that you have in a day. So there may need to be a few trade-offs in the beginning, like not being as social as you once were, or late nights or early mornings, or working in your breaks. There might just need to be a little few trade-offs, and just know that is temporary. That is not a permanent thing. It's just often, juggling potentially children and a full-time job and everything in between. You need to find the time somewhere in order to get to that position where you can hire people to support you to buy your time back and automate certain processes and all of that sort of stuff. But until then, there's just going to be a few trade-offs. And I think just understanding that from the get-go, knowing it's temporary, and by leaning into this experience will actually be your fastest way and best bet of moving out of the startup phase. If you are in the startup phase, join my self-paced lifetime access course, Rise to Coach, where I teach you how to set these foundations and sign your first clients, right? This program is designed to get you to make your money back and then tenfold it, right? So if you don't make your money back, there is actually a money back guarantee. That is how certain I am of this process. So it's really for committed people who are wanting to grow their business. In this program, I teach you the foundations and more. It's an amazing course. I run monthly live Q&As. I run quarterly workshops in them. So whilst it is self-paced, there's a lot of interaction by me as well. And there's really great payment plans as well. So if you're in the startup phase and you're low on time, but you really, really want to start your service providing business, so whether that's network marketing or coaching or consulting or healing or mentoring online, I can support you with my organic strategies and the foundations of setting up your bank account and getting clear on your niche and creating a marketing strategy that really feels good for you. So I teach you strategies for every social media platform and lots of different ways of attracting and converting clients, knowing that there are more than one way to grow a business, and it's about finding what really works with you, your personality, your target audience, your goals, and everything in between. I teach you how to convert on sales calls and at the end of masterclasses, and so many other ways. I teach you how to build relationships with people, create a brand, and so much more. You get the Rising Coach training manual. It's 250 pages of everything you need, broken down in a very organized and beautiful way. And Rise to Coach will just support you with everything and more. It's an ever-growing community, lifetime access. You can connect with everyone from all over the world, and you get immediate access when you join. So head to the link in my Instagram bio or show notes to join Rise to Coach and just get immediate access to everything. I would absolutely love to support you. Interrupting this podcast episode to talk to you about my program, Rise to Coach. If you're ready to make money as a life coach or service provider, I want to invite you to join my Rise to Coach program, where I teach you how to make your first sale, which is the hardest part of building any business. It's risk-free. You either love it or I give you your money back. Just head over to sofiarosebernardi.com/rise to coach. We'll see you inside. That leads me on to phase 2 in your business, which I call the growth phase. It's in this phase that the foundations are likely set, and it's time to now buy back your time by starting to automate and delegate your processes to spend more of your time serving clients, knowing that their results are absolutely first and foremost top priority, to bring in more clients and keep your current clients, right? So by delegating and automating, you can spend more time in client delivery and growing your business, right? You need to have time to work on your business as well. You don't want to be so fully booked that you don't have time to actually bring in new clients. So you want to set your programs up in a way that you don't lose all of your time and energy, leaving you with a burnt out business, right? Here, you will also likely be starting to go full-time in your business if that is something you desire. It's not a necessity if you love your current work. But usually in the growth phase, this is where you're bringing in an income enough to be able to go full-time in it, and bringing in a consistent income ready to increase to those higher figure months. If you are in the growth phase, meaning you're earning at least $1,000 a month, or you've signed some clients, right? Join the Rising Coaches Mastermind. This is the perfect container for female coaches ready to grow and scale to $10,000 months in their business. So if you are earning a minimum of $1,000 roughly in your business, and you're ready to see how you can tenfold it to create a 6-figure business, the Rising Coaches Mastermind is perfect for you. This is great now because I'm able to give you a lot more support because you've got more availability to do so. So we have 4 calls a week. You can choose your preferred one. We've got tech support, we've got monthly workshops, we've got monthly planning sessions, we've got accountability pods, we've got one-on-one daily Voxer support, we've got one-on-one check-in calls. Like, there is just so much included so that you actually have the support, the consistency, the momentum, and the proximity to be able to get to those higher figure months. This is where I spend all of my time, is supporting my clients in the Rising Coaches Mastermind. That leads me on to phase number 3, which is the scale phase. So just to go back to the beginning, we've got the startup phase, the growth phase, and now the scale phase. In the scale phase of business, you are really able to take a step back now, assess and optimize everything it is that you and your growing team are working on to be able to 10x your revenue plus increase your profit margin, right? So this is where things get a little bit more, complex, but also simple at the same time. You're working on simplifying everything because you have such a great understanding of what is going on that you're actually able to simplify. I have found that simplifying is actually complicated because it requires you really know your shit and you really have the resources to be able to simplify things. So this is a really exciting stage of business, and if you've made it to there, that's just amazing. And this is where you're starting to work towards reaching 7 figures and beyond, meaning $1 million plus in your business. This is where you really want to be taking a look at everything it is and being able to delegate a lot of things so you've got your time back to look on those really high priority tasks in your business. If you are in the scale phase of business, join Rise to 7, the container for 6-figure coaches scaling to 7 figures. And if you are not sure which container is best for you based on what I've just said, book a 30-minute free clarity call with me and let's chat through this, because dependent on a few factors, a different program might be better for you. Depends on your investment, your availability, your goals and desires, right? And the speed at which you would like to do things, right? But these are the 3 containers that I support my clients with. So we've got Rise to Coach, which is for new coaches. We've got the Rising Coaches Mastermind, which is for people wanting to scale to 6 figures. And then we've got Rise to 7 for people wanting to scale to 7 figures in their coaching business or service providing business. So if you are providing a service online, I can support you, whether that's podcast management, VA services, anything. It's a service. I can support you. The strategies, the mindset, and the energetics are all the same. And they're the 3 pillars that I teach across all programs. So I'm teaching the Rising Coach method. I believe in it wholeheartedly, and it will absolutely change your life if you commit to following the process and mastering the Rising Coach method, which is a journey. And I am on that journey with you all. So that is the 3 stages of business and what is required for each. I hope that gives people a bit of understanding on what someone is focusing on that is $1 million coach is not necessarily what you should be focusing as a, startup phase coach, right? They're very different mindsets, very different practices, very different strategies to follow, and it's important to be supported in the phase that you are in to ensure that you have those solid foundations in place, the solid automations, and the focus is in the right area. And having someone that has been where you are is the best way to fast track your process, rather than doing so much starting, stopping, and trialing and erroring when you can just go to what works and be supported every step of the way in that. So I have a container for each phase that really will support you both financially with all the payment plan options and the level of support. They're all very strategically and intentionally designed. I love my programs so much because they get people results in a way that is sustainable and enjoyable if you follow the process. All right, that's everything I wanted to share for this week. Nice and short episode. Let me know on Instagram what phase you are in. I will know that you've listened to this episode if you are able to come DM me and say which phase you're in. I'd love to chat through it with you all and give you some pointers in the right direction to jump to the next phase in business. All my love, and I'll see you next week. Are you ready to create aligned, scalable results in your coaching business? If so, I'd love to work with you. I support my clients through my signature programs, Rise to Coach, which is for new coaches wanting to sign their first clients, and the Rising Coaches Mastermind to scale to consistent 10K months. I'm currently offering free 30-minute clarity calls where I'll help you build a 3-step roadmap depending on where you're starting at. Book yours in now at sofiarosebernardi.com/chat. Inspired by this episode, let's build your coaching business to $10,000 months, plus create more impact and abundance than you ever knew possible. Book a free clarity call with me now at sofiarosebernardi.com/chat.